Timothy Castagne is linked to Palace once again, but in this report, there's a twist, an interesting twist that we'll be discussing on today's show. And also, Roy has come out speaking about preseason and Jefferson Lerma as well. So we'll be delving into those comments. We'll be answering your questions and latest updates and more. Let's get started with Palace news. What's going on, people? Welcome to Live Palace News as we'll be discussing all the latest stuff with Palace that's been happening today. There isn't that much. There's some interesting updates, especially for the right back people. We're linked with one, but there's a twist to it. So we're going to be talking about that and more. As always, people, if you do enjoy the content and if you're new here, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe. We're a bit earlier than usual, but I'm joined by the main man, AJ. AJ, what's going on, bro? How you doing?
Yeah, good man. Enjoy. Finally, the weather's starting to take a turn for the better, so hopefully we can utilize that a bit.
Honestly, I thought the same as well. Before we talk about Palace, like, what's going on this summer? The rest of Europe, they're having the maddest heat wave, but over here, it feels like winter at times, bro. With all the rain.
I'm this close to jumping onto a plane and hitting the beach in Poland at this point. Like, I'm telling you, it's crazy. But
well, I'll be jumping on the plane soon anyway, so.
Must be nice.
I got that problem. Exactly.
Must be nice. Good to see where the back of the nest money's going. Good, must be nice. But it's getting to Dee's holiday. I don't get any of that. But in all seriousness, man, yeah, this weather's crazy, man. Like 1 minute, I'm literally sunglasses and hoodie everywhere I go, and then like just interchanging between the two. I was saying to T on a previous Palace news that British summer's crazy out here, man. Like 1 minute you got record-breaking heat, same day you got thunderous storms. 30 seconds later you got heat again. It just is what it is, man.
Yeah, it is. This summer's been weird for British weather anyways. But we're not here to talk about the weather forecast because this isn't BBC News Live at 10 weather forecast show. This is about Palace. And there are things heating up over on this side. Are they actually? I did say that because it sounded good, but look, we'll see. As I said yesterday, people, this week I'm expecting to see maybe something significant in terms of Wilf. Hopefully that happens. But there isn't no Wilf chat today, even though I did mention him. But yeah, if you do have any questions, make sure to send them through. And towards the end of the show, we'll be answering them after we've gone through all the news on what we have to cover today. I'll be answering questions as like yesterday. Just put a Q before your question and send it through, and I'll star it so we talk about it towards the end. But look, AJ, tomorrow there's another game. Saturday, another one against Watford as well. Games are coming thick and fast, man. How are you feeling? There's less than a month now till the season starts. Are you excited?
Yeah, man, I'm looking forward to it, man. Obviously, I'd like a few more new faces through the door beforehand. That bit I can't control, but it is what it is. But the team's looking. I've noticed over the past two games there's been a slight improvement in performance against a side like Crawley tomorrow. I'm expecting maybe a level up, maybe a few more first team faces, and then we'll start seeing things. I know it's due to go on tour next week because I know we got Watford on Saturday. So yeah, so hopefully we'll start seeing bits. Maybe we'll get a bit of Wilf news, maybe not. Who knows? But yeah, man, let's start cooking, man. I'm looking forward to it, man. I've missed football. Like, I can't lie, man. I miss football. I miss stressing out for football. I miss being at cellar, screaming and cussing out referees. Like, I miss it, man. So let's bring it on, man. Bring it on. We're getting closer.
100%. And trust me, there's some interesting comments from Roy about preseason as well, where he spoke about some of these players and whether we might see more of them in these upcoming games. And he gave an update on that as well. So we'll be talking about that later on the show. But let's start with the right back situation, and that is on Timothy Castagne. According to the Evening Standard, Crystal Palace and Fulham are among the clubs that are interested in the Leicester right back. The 27-year-old is keen to leave the King Power Stadium after their relegation that happened this past season. But this is the twist. Palace's interest also depends in part on player sales, with Leicester expected to hold out for a substantial fee, AJ. So there has been this Castagne interest, but if you actually look into it, it seems like, according to the Evening Standard, that those interest basically depends on the sale of players. what do you make of all of that? Is that the case of Anderson getting sold or Gahey? Like, what is it? Do you think that we're waiting out on potentially to go and get Castagne? Because I don't really see what type of sale would make us go get Castagne. In all honesty, I don't know how selling Joachim Anderson will make us go spend money on Castagne if it's going to be a substantial fee, even if it might be 40-50 million pound that we get, because we still have to go get replacement.
The thing is, right, it sounds like it's a lot of what ifs. Franca seems based on a what if. Schur seems to be a bit of a what if. Now, the problem is we don't know and nobody seems to know. And it just seems like a guessing game in terms of the financial status and the money that is available to spend on the squad. There must be at least a basic budget there. As to what the budget will be, I refuse to believe there's no money there available to spend. I mean, I like the idea. Castagne is great as an attacking fullback, but actually, defensively, he's not that amazing. He is a Belgian international, and I do believe he would be a step up in comparison to Warden Kleiny. But if we're going to spend that kind of Astrakhan, well, the problem is we don't know what the figure is, because for them, substantial could be 15, substantial could be 20. Like, I don't really know what that is, but I like the link. He's definitely an improvement on the right back area. Defensively, I think there's a few question marks with him. But he is experienced, and he attacking wise, he is brilliant. I mean, he can whip a ball in the box. He's not actually scared to take a pop at goal on occasion as well. And the overlap with somebody like Elise would actually be very, very impressive. But I don't know, man. Defensively, I'm not convinced by him. I'm not actually sold on the idea that he's a top right back in terms of his defensive abilities. Going back onto the second point of your question, it does depend on who we're selling, but I'm not sold on the idea that we're selling Anderson or Gay. There doesn't seem to be all these other clubs that he's been linked with have already gone out and got centre backs. Timber's gone Arsenal. Chelsea seem to be the little bit of the eyebrow raiser.
Newcastle as well.
Newcastle
with Anderson as well.
Possibly, but then are they going to pay the 50 million? Well, we know they got money.
If there's one team that could pay that, it could easily be Newcastle. Trust me, they've got money to spend if they want to.
Yeah,
anyway.
for sure. But then if they pay 50 million, then for Anderson, take it. 50 million pounds for a player that I really like, but at the end of the day, he's not he's not indispensable. Not for me anyway.
So do you think even if we saw the likes of Joachim Anderson, do you realistically see us spending that type of money to Castagne in the first place? I mean, this report suggests that it plays a part to it. If there's a sale, I think that's where the twist is, really. If there's a sale, then it might go towards Castagne. But realistically, do you see that happening after we renewed Klein and Ward as well?
Yeah, that's the thing. I think that is going to be a worst case scenario, or a reaction rather than a productive move going forward. It's not like we're going to just go out and get him. I think we will get him if we lose said player in position, or if we lose a certain player and generate a certain amount of money. But then, I don't know. Are they saying that our summer business is only based on player sales? Because that seems to be the narrative that's being spun a lot here.
I don't think it is, though. I think Castagne, it depends. I think we're clearly, it seems like anyways that we're on a limited budget. No one really actually knows the answer to that, because based on some of these reports, it seems like we're on the verge of spending 25 million euros to Franca. But then again, based on this, it seemed like we need sales. So I think we got a bit of money, but it's about where you want to spend our money. And I don't think we're going to be spending on the right back. So I think what this article is basically suggesting is, we've got right backs. If there's a major sale and if we have some money left over, then maybe we could go for Castagne. But I don't think it's anything significant. Even if we do have money left over, I just don't see us getting a right back right now, in honesty. And plus, you're facing competition with the likes of Fulham. So Fulham will definitely have money. And if they want a substantial fee, then can we compete against Fulham? It sounds crazy, but can we? That's another thing. Do you get it? So look, basically, Castagne and the right back situation, how I see it anyways, AJ, I don't know if you see it the same way. I don't see it happening. I just don't see it happening. One, you require sales. And even if there's sales, then are we going to really spend that money on a right back when we need to? If there's a sale, we need to replace that player. So I assume the likes of Anderson or Gahey. And on top of that, you still need to bring in another forward. So there's so many ifs and buts. But realistically, if you have to ask me to be truthful, I just don't see Castagne happening where maybe it should. But then again, we renew 2 right backs, so it wouldn't surprise me one bit.
Yeah, it's a hard one. I just don't think right back, as far as the club is concerned, is a priority for them, because I think for them, not for us, but for them, in their mind, they're thinking, well, we've got 2 competent right backs. That's the only thing I think the club's doing. And I think maybe they're focusing, well, allegedly, the big report that doesn't seem to be going away is that we're focusing on getting a striker. So maybe the clubs realize, you know what, we need to hold out on the funds and see what's going on with the striker situation. And then obviously the chain reaction of whatever happens with Wilf and obviously the Franca scenario. So I feel like the club reckons they could probably last another 12 months without maybe hunting a right back, which I don't think is the right idea, and I don't think is a smart idea. But
they made that decision
from that just seems to be the signal watch I'm getting. And if they go and get a top striker, and obviously we figure out what's going on with the Will situation, it's a good balance. It's not my preferable balance, but yeah, it's a hard one, man. I think the club are pretty much sold on the idea that we've got Ward, we've got Klein. If we manage to get some money through the door, then we make moves, innit? That's it. Because I don't think the priority is a right back for the club. I think the priority is probably to go and get some sort of striker. Then they'll see what they got to balance with after whatever Wilf makes his decision, and then from there I'll see what happens. That's what I think it is.
I've said it from the start, and I'll say it now as well. I don't care if we renewed Klein and Ward. I just think it's poor. I think it's poor from the club that we haven't replaced Aaron Wan-Bissaka, and it's been 4 years. I just think it's poor. Look, one of Klein or Ward, I would have loved one of them to be renewed, but the fact that we didn't even try and we just went for the cheaper option, well, you can show 2 things. One, that we probably have basically no money or tight money that we can't spend on the right back because we're going to spend it all on the forward. And 2, it's just the lack of planning around the right back situation. I mean, we were linked with Sacha Bowie throughout the season, and then when it came to business time, we're like, oh, you know what, we might as well just go away. We're not interested anymore. Because now it's time to actually talk rather than not talk. When it's time to actually buy, that's when all the Sacha Bowie rumor just went away. It just went away just like that, because, you know, that's when you have to get serious. But yeah, I agree. I think it's going to be 2 right backs that we have right now with Ward and Klein. And then come next summer, I think they'll try to solve it then. But still, that's not going to change my view about it not being good enough. But Tim has a question saying, I haven't seen a price for Castagne. Has one been reported? No. So the only report from the Evening Standard is that they are holding out for a substantial fee. So that substantial fee, God knows what it might be. It might be 10, it might be 20, it might be 30 million. We just don't know yet. So yeah, but right now, honestly, I feel like £5 million sounds like a substantial fee for Palace at this current moment of time. Anything with included money is a substantial fee. So
we'll start GoFundMe people. Let's go.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. 50 million for Anderson. We're having a laugh. 70 million minimum for Anderson, says Colin. So he has, you know.
See, in my world, Colin, not in Dee's world. In my world, that's the kind of numbers I'd be demanding. In Dee's world,
yeah, because you're not in Earth in your world. You're in a different world. We're doing business over here. We're not doing business over Mars, where you can charge.
I know my worth.
In your world, you're worth 120 million pounds. In your world, that's how
I bet I get near. I bet I get near that figure than goddamn 40 million. Mate. Don't worry about that.
You might scam the aliens, but in reality, you ain't doing that over here, bro. In Earth, you ain't getting 120 million for Joachim Anderson. Yeah, in your
I never said 120, mate. I never said 120, but I'll be getting a fairer figure.
How much
60.
in your world?
60.
What's the difference between 50 and 60? And it's only 10 million pounds. It ain't like you're far off.
Nah, man, you're off 30, 40 million, man. I can tell.
Come on, man. Nah, man. Never.
I know you're a quick sell, man, mate. Listen, I would never buy. Listen, never buy a car off this man, you know, because he'll rob you, bro. He'll be moving mad with them prices, bro.
Bro.
This guy will never make money.
Some of these figures that you're talking about, you're daylight robbing, like you're robbing everyone, bro. Joachim Anderson 70. Colin, I get why I say 70 million pounds, but realistically, if we were to actually sell him, if we're talking about, if you don't want to sell Joachim Anderson, put a 70 million price tag. But if you do want to sell him and reinvest, I think 50 million pounds to 60 million pounds realistic. But
Colin, AJ is with you. Colin, I am with you, mate.
No, Colin, I think realistically, I think realistically, with Joachim Andersen, it'll go down to about 40 to 50 rather than the 50 to 60. I think it'll be in a lower region than the higher region, which I don't think will be bad business, in all honesty, considering how much we're going for. But then you have to replace him adequately, which is another question. We don't know if we can do that yet. Andy says, how can we possibly have no money? How is it every other club are spending but us? I'm not talking Newcastle money, but something.
It's an exceptional question.
That's a very good question. And something
it's a certain person's birthday today. They should be answering it.
Oh, yeah, Steve Parrish's birthday today. Yeah,
it's a certain person's birthday today. Maybe they should be answering that question.
All you have to do is send in your birthday card to Steve Parish and put in like 10, 20 pounds, and maybe that fee, that balance might go up. So send in your birthday cards. It's
little check,
hours to send it through. Exactly, yeah. Right check to Steve Parish. But
don't waste your money. Send it to me.
All jokes aside, I think the new stand plays a part to it. But the way that the new stand has been like a crazy excuse is that you can have that debate as well, because we're not building a new stadium, we're building a new stand, which is holding us back quite a bit, which probably shows where we're at right now with money. Saudi have removed the offer, so we know he ain't going to Saudi. At least I guess that's with Wilf, or I don't think Joachim Andersen had the offer. But yeah, hearing we're still interested in Origi. Yeah, we've seen that as well, Colin, but nothing significant about it. It's like just normal interest that we've been talking about for the last 2 months. Tim saying, I remember at least a loose link to Castagne in the winter, but I might not be right about that. Yeah, we've definitely been linked with Castagne. I remember coming on Palace News with T and talking about Castagne. So I don't remember exact time frame, but during the season, that definitely did happen, or maybe even a month or two ago as well. But yeah, send in your questions, people. We'll read them out throughout the show, and let us know if you're watching on replay what you think about the Castagne links. Even if we were to sell a player, do you realistically see us spending that money on Castagne? No, of course, it won't be all of it, but still a part of it. I just don't see it happening. I don't see it happening for this upcoming season, in all honesty, unless it was something cheap like £5 to £10 million. But Leicester want money, and right now we're not looking to spend money, so I just don't see it happening. But look, AJ, talk about pre-season. Roy has actually spoke about as well. He spoke about pre-season, talk about Elise, gave us an update about what's been going on, about the whole situation. We'll go through some of the quotes. The significant thing about what he said is about Lerma. I think Lerma's interesting, and how he views his pre-season games. So for Lerma, he said the following, which I'm just going to bring up right now. He talked about also going to the American tour. Are you going to stay up for the American tour games? 1 or 2 a.m.?
Boy, yeah. I would like to. We will see.
We will see.
A 1 o'clock to 1 o'clock to. I won't be in America.
Yeah, exactly.
All love to America and, the time differences and that. But, 1 o'clock and 2 o'clock in the morning, mate, at my age is kind of taking a mick, mate. You know what I mean? I'm 35 now. I've got to take it easy.
Yeah, you go to bed at 9:30, 10. So that's going to be past your bedtime. So we'll see. Maybe it's on a weekend.
Apart from on weekends, mate.
Maybe you can stay up late.
Apart from on weekends, mate. Yeah. Get my old pajamas on, mate. Get one of those pajama hats, mate, and get the alarm clock going, mate.
Just hide in the bed. Just put your phone on the side and just hide. If someone walks into a room, just pretend that you're sleeping on the weekends.
You're a fool. This man is speaking from experience. That was too detailed.
I ain't got a bedtime. Look, I've been on Palace News talking at 11:30, 11 o'clock. So look, I haven't got a bedtime, bro. But with you, we got a bedtime. That's why we had to jump on early, a bit earlier than you.
Hey, listen, mate. This is why I like, because I like to function. All right, you know what I mean. I like to function the following day.
No, you are right. Look, I was on function yesterday. I had 5 hours sleep, but I was still here, man. But it is what it is. Let's talk about Lerma. Enough for bedtime. So what Roy said about Lerma, he gave us an update. He said that Lerma, these are his quotes. So Lerma is another one who came back late because he was on international duty with Colombia. He came back and unfortunately developed a problem with. I'm not going to even try. I don't know what this is. I've never heard of this, but it seemed like he's got indigestion. That's what I'm guessing. Gastro and something tires.
Gastroenteritis.
Yeah. What did he say?
Oh, gastroenteritis.
Yeah,
I think in English terms, it's literally gastrolitis.
Yeah. I think yeah, it's that. So basically he was suffering with a stomach and he was pretty sick, which prevented him from training. So he's got stomach problems. So yeah, as I guess, he's got some problems down there, and hopefully that will be solved soon. So basically, Lerma's come back, but he hasn't been able to train due to it. Today's the first time I've actually had the chance to see him on the field with us. He looked good, and I've got to say that. So that's good. He's actually out on training. So basically started this week. I don't know if this was released today. So it might have been yesterday or today that Lerma's officially started training. So he's had a bit of an injury problem, but luckily it's nothing muscle related. It's only stomach. So I've seen that he's gone past that. But in terms of when will we see Lerma play, he also said the following. He said that I'm thinking from Saturday, so against Watford, as long as these next 3 days in training go okay for him. It might be the first time we get a chance to see him on the field or play, and that he'll come with us to America and he'll be banging on the door for a place in the team due to high levels of competition in the midfield area, which is what Roy also mentioned about. But Lerma, which we didn't know about until Roy said it, he had a bit of a stomach problem. And now he's actually training with us. He's going to be starting hopefully against Watford, so we won't see him unfortunately tomorrow. But AJ, competition in midfield. When I saw that, I'll be honest, I got a bit scared. I'm a bit scared talking about it because he said the competition in midfield is very strong, which you can have the argument, but I hope it's not what I think it could lead up to. Surely not. Surely not.
I'm not even going to talk about it in existence because I can't do it to myself. But
I'm not going
I mean, he's right. He's right. That maybe that the only thing I'll give him is in terms of the actual squad itself on paper. That's probably the one place in the squad that probably doesn't need any more amendments or doesn't need any more changing. And obviously, even if we do squad to kind of do something serious and do some damage, so
spitting, but
what can you hear me?
Yeah. You here? You good?
Yes, I am here.
Did you get kicked out or did I get kicked out? I don't even know. You just disappeared and just appeared back on my screen. You all right? What was you saying? Can you hear me? You look a bit shocked.
Oh my God, I've disappeared again. No, is it me now?
I don't even know, people. Is it me? Is it AJ? Let me know. Is it both?
Pray for the stream. Pray for the stream.
Yeah, pray for the stream.
But what I was saying is essentially you can kill the man, but not the idea. But going back to it's the one place in the squad, I'd say that even if we do have one or two injuries, we've got enough squad players that are competent enough to do things. That's the one place in the team that I don't think needs any adjustments or improving, essentially.
Yeah. I do think he should play, and I think he will play. But that midfield is the composition there is very much tight. So it comes down to what he does in training and in preseason games, and he hasn't got that much to prove, that long till the season starts to prove to Roy. Well, he's still got a month of training, I guess. But in terms of games, there isn't. He missed a few preseason games, maybe due to stomach problem as well. But against Watford, I think Lerma's qualities will just speak. I think they'll speak on the field. We'll see him on the field and in training as well. Even Roy said it from the time that he's trained with us. He's looked solid. So yeah. I think he'll be fine for Palace next season. But you're always worried. You have that slight question mark whether it could mean that he's on a bench for a bit because he's missed a bit of time and there's heavy competition there. But Roy also talked about a few other things. About growth of football. He talked about United States, so he's very happy about it because he's been in management since when? AJ, do you know?
No, probably 1986.
1970s. Well, I've seen
oh my
really in
God.
1970s, but I don't know if he's actually I don't know if he's been in management since the 1970s, but he knows. Well, he was well and alive and watching football in 1970s anyways, or involved. He spoke about it there. About the Cruyffs. Talked about Elise as well. So there's no update on Elise. He's saying that we've known since the injury that it might take a while for him to get fit again. So he's been in the training ground and he's into his rehabilitation, but it's going to take a bit longer than a few weeks for him to recover. So there's nothing new there, but Roy's also confirmed it as well. So he said that certainly we won't be seeing him for a period of time. So Elise is going to be out for a while. And in terms of our preseason matches so far, he said that they've been very careful about picking who plays in his preseason games. And they haven't played mainly the players that played who ended this last season, apart from Ahamada and Mateta, which he said that they didn't get that many opportunities. So he's saying from Saturday onwards against Watford, when we have a game just before we leave for the USA, that will be the first time we'll see a team which might resemble what the team will look like when we start the league. That is big. That's what Roy said. So from Saturday onwards, that team could resemble the team basically against Sheffield United, which is quite interesting. So we haven't. So basically, as we said, AJ, the first few games, their fitness, you don't want to rush players. You're seeing some of the youngsters. I think Roy said that as well. He wanted to see a few of the youngsters that's been performing well and see what they could do in the first team environment. But Saturday onwards is business terms. So there's two ways to look at this. Tomorrow might be the last day that we see some of these youngsters get as involved. So it might be massive for them. And two, Saturday, some people might start getting happy or upset. Some of the questions that we've been thinking about on top of our heads about lineup and all of that. Saturday, by the way, it doesn't mean that whoever starts against Watford is starting against Sheffield United. But, slowly we're going to start seeing more tactical work. So, about tomorrow's game, AJ, realistically, from the youngsters, I think it's big for the likes of Ratsaki and Ozo. I think they perform well. Adam Roller, who's gone out to America with the youth setup, so he's not going to be involved once again, which is big as well because I was looking forward to seeing him play. But yeah, tomorrow might be the last day for some of these youngsters before they get shifted. Well, till they don't get enough game time.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great opportunity for them to set a marker and give something for the manager to think about, basically. I think there's definitely a one or two that really have stood out for me. And even from when we went to the final last season with the youth players, there's definitely been a few players that I've kind of looked at a little bit more and thought, yeah, I want to see more of that player X or player Y. So who did I mention? Scott Banks is definitely one for me. I really liked. Raksaki's another. Rodney, Ozo, and actually Phillips.
Rodney's gone. So Rodney's with the youth team.
Was he with the kids? All right, fair enough. So I would probably be looking at, Ozo, Raksaki.
O'Brien.
Do you know what? I have a funny feeling O'Brien's going on loan. I feel like the narrative's already been set for that.
Yeah, the reports.
I think he's capable and competent.
Well.
I feel like he's capable and competent, and he looks like he's built for it. But I think there's definitely. I would have liked Phillips to stay around. I really do like Phillips a lot. But it looks like he's about to go Aberdeen. To be fair, so I mean that's SPL football, man. That's an opportunity for him that he probably can't turn down. To be honest, so
loan.
There's a couple of players that I think are here or thereabouts, and maybe a couple of the bench players. So Gyro, for example, he's been pretty consistent the past couple of preseason games. So I'd like to see a little bit more of him. Maybe play around with a couple of other players as well in terms of squad players. So, yeah, man. Let's see how it goes.
With Adam Roller going with the under-21s and Gyro shifting in at left back, I know we're going to see after, I think your cat agrees as well, what I'm about to say. Is your cat okay? I'm just hearing cat sounds in the background. It's putting me off. I lost my foot of track. I just hearing some meows in the background. sorry. So with Gyro,
let me just set the record straight, right? I feed my cats, right? So let's not before you know what I mean, before I get what do you call it, pizza or something knocking at my door or something, or then it's RSPCA or something.
You're gonna get the Zuma treatment in
mate.
the nest. But look, with Gyro Reader World, going in that left back, I think it was against Barnet. Yeah, it was against Barnet. Well, towards the end of the game, anyways. Do you think Adam Roller's not considered an option next season? Am I right in saying that? Because I don't know if he was out injured, but the fact that he went with the under-21s as well on pre-season tour.
Something has definitely gone wrong with these kids with Teo. It just seems that the problem is the Coventry scenario, the injuries, the coming back and being put straight into the youth players, right? Youth setup has kind of just really set things in a bad pace for him. And I feel like his timing's just a little bit off right now. He needs to really kind of just push on or kick on a little bit. Maybe he needs another loan. I don't know, man. But the thing is, Gyro is competent and Roy knows Gyro is competent. So at the end of the day, something has got to give with that. And then we can just take it from there.
Yeah, I think it's going to be Gyro as the second left back option. Are you okay with that happening? Would you be
Yeah.
upset or would you be fine with it?
Nah. I think Gyro's, paid his dues and all the rest of it, and he is definitely entitled to his place in the squad. And you know what? I really like Gyro. I think he's a really brilliant player, and I feel like sometimes he's very dismissed. Like, I feel, and if he just holds himself down, he keeps it professional, keeps it moving. He never does or says anything controversial. He makes me happy, man. He's a good guy.
Yeah, I'm just a bit disappointed though. I would have liked to see Adam Roller. I mean, when is it? When he's still young, He'll get his opportunity. But when will for example, the likes of Adam Roller come into the team, and when we'll see him a bit more? I would like to see him in preseason. But the fact that Roy talked about playing some of the youngsters that they've looked at or that they were considering to see what they can do in first team environment, and Adam Roller wasn't involved, that makes me raise a lot of question marks about Adam Roller's future. In terms of next season, is he not going to be the second, left back option? Is it going to go out on loan? It's clearly not in Roy's plans as of this current moment of time. So yeah, I mean, Gyro's a capable left back option, but he's not a left back. There is that as well. He's not a left back. I think he's more of a central midfielder than a left back. So it could potentially be another season where, look more than likely that we don't have an actual left back option to push Tyrick Mitchell, because right now it's literally Mitchell and Gyro as another option, but Gyro is not a left back. So I don't think that helps Tyreek. And I guess if Adam Roder's not ready, he's not ready. But yeah, that's a bit disappointing to see. Let's go through some of the questions and then we'll wrap up. As always, people, if you're enjoying it and if you're new here, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to not miss out on future Palace content. We'll also be back tomorrow after the game finishes to talk about it in more depth and answer a few questions on reports that might come out tomorrow. We'll see. Today's been a quiet day apart from Castagne. CPFC Jordan has a question saying, anyone know why we haven't had a testimonial for Wardy yet? I think
Good question. That must be overdue now, isn't it? It's pretty much been due since last year?
It might be this year. Or it might be.
They're saving it for the new stand, mate. They're saving it for the new stand curtain opener.
Exactly. Yeah, that's it. 100%. That's the reason. No, I think
I'll be there no matter what, mate. I'll be there no matter what.
It makes sense. If we don't renew his contract after the season, and if he also go, it'll be good to end it with a testimonial. So I think I can see it happening next summer. But yeah, interesting. Staves asked this question. Don't worry, you didn't catch us because we already know what they make of Zaha being in America with Arsenal at training. That's not happening. He's over in Beckenham. And that's
good troll though. Good troll.
Yeah, exactly. You tried it. Don't worry. We know Wilf ain't going to Arsenal. He wants to play under a proper coach, Roy Hodgson. So yeah, that
must be Zaha's brother you're talking about, my brother.
It might be. Maybe Zaha to MLS. Zaha into Miami rumors. Gonna start popping up. Yeah. Massimo says, if Zaha does leave, would you rather have Damari Gray or Callum Hudson-Odoi as a new winger? And also, if Ayew leaves in addition to Zaha, do you think Palace will consider bringing in both players in? So Hudson-Odoi, I don't know how true it is, but I've heard that he's been heavily rumoured to Fulham. It's looking more than likely that he's going to go Fulham. So
they rejected the first offer. So there's that possibility, and I feel like Callum Hudson-Odoi is in that same sort of what if bracket. So if Zaha leaves, maybe we'll then put the heat on getting him in. What a lot of people don't realise is he's a Whitgift boy. He went to Whitgift school, so he's got a few connections down to the Croydon element. So that'd be interesting. Damari Gray's an interesting one as well, because I just don't really.
Wait, hold on. I need to bring you back. What does going to Whitgift have to do with Callum Hudson-Odoi? Roy Hodgson.
The Croydon connection, son. The Croydon connection.
Man, please, AJ.
We're connecting it, mate. We're connecting it. I'm connecting the dots.
75-year-old guy. I don't think he's connected to Hudson.
No.
Any type of place.
Hudson. No, what I'm saying is Hudson-Odoi went to Whitgift school.
Oh, Roy went there as well. I thought you were talking about Roy.
Oh, did he? No.
Roy went to Whitgift school as well. I thought like alumni. Like,
oh, did he?
Or something. Yeah,
maybe. You never know. Teacher might have a word.
Yeah.
No, that's what I meant. Callum Hudson-Odoi went there. Jeez, I couldn't, bruv. I didn't even think the schools that Roy went to even existed anymore. You know what I mean?
Whitgift school. No,
Whitgift school.
I don't think Roy had the same teacher as Callum Hudson-Odoi.
You never know.
I doubt it. I mean, if Roy's teacher still ain't retired yet, if he's if he's still well with us on Earth, then I don't know. That man must love his teaching.
You never know, mate. You never know.
Yeah, but yeah, for me, I think it's most likely going to be Damari Gray. Hudson-Odoi would have been nice. I probably would have took. Would you have took Hudson-Odoi more than Damari Gray in terms of like the Wilf replacement? Then, so is that what you're saying?
I prefer Hudson-Odoi rather than Damari Gray for sure.
Yeah, with Hudson-Odoi, there's a bit more question marks or a bit more.
He's
potential.
younger.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Not question marks in terms of there are question marks to his game, because he has had a slump, and that's why Chelsea want to get rid of him, and he's on high wages. But there is that potential with Hudson-Odoi, that we can still increase his value and go and try to sell him on for a higher bit of price if we do get the best out of him. So yeah, I'll rather take Hudson-Odoi, to be fair. CPFC Jordan also had another question saying, do you think that with the players that we have right now, if we don't really sign anyone, that we should change formation and move away from wingers 5-4-1 wing back diamond, perhaps Olise can go into center? No. And I've seen people say that about Persha's rumors as well, that we might be playing 3 at the back. We don't even have the right backs for 4 at the back, let alone 3 at the back. Joe Ward or Nathaniel Klein cannot play as right wing backs, and you can make that debate about Tyreek.
But that formation is very much in the flavor of the month kind of bracket. It's like, oh well, it's a popular thing now and everyone's doing it, so let's all follow suit, bro.
I wouldn't want that.
Not all trends are meant to be followed.
Yeah, it does, and plus I haven't seen any suggestion that Roy would change the 5 at the back. So yeah, I don't think with the current players that we have, with the manager that we have, I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. Stapes also said a nice question, a realistic one as well. Would you take Cedric from Arsenal for a right back? He could be available on the free, but max £2 million. AJ, £2 million.
Stinks. It stinks.
£2 million.
It stinks.
How does it
stinks?
How does it stink?
Cedric Suarez, he's whatless, bro.
Okay, but how does it? Okay,
I'm sorry, bro. Cedric Suarez is whack.
What? Okay, is he worse off than Joe Ward and Nathaniel Klein?
Possibly, yeah. Bro, he is so dead. He is so whack. Bro, let me tell you something. There's a reason why he cost $2 million.
Okay, so how much would Joe?
Hell, I'd rather spend triple that on Max Aarons. Like, come on, bro.
But I'm comparing.
Come on, respect me, man. Respect me, man.
I'm comparing to our right back options right now. So in terms of Cedric versus Joe Ward and Nathaniel Klein, so how much? So we're talking about Cedric for £2 million, and that being
in that exact scenario you just pitched to me. Cedric Suarez is third.
No, it's not, man.
He is, bro.
He's not first.
Do you know what it is? You're getting sucked into the idea that he played. You got sucked in the idea that he played for Arsenal.
That's not even just that.
You are, man. You are.
Nah, he didn't only play for Arsenal, did he?
Bro. Do you know what, right? Far be it for me to disrespect people, but nah. Just he's a bum.
He wouldn't be the most ideal right back solution because he's 31 years old, and I don't think
exactly.
Yeah, 31 years old. But then again, if you compare the age of our current players and what he's done, he's at Southampton for about 5 years. There's a reason, he went from Southampton.
Relegation battle in Southampton.
Yeah. Well.
Come on, D, man. Respect me, man.
What, Champions League pushing Crystal Palace are we now?
All right, put it this way. Just because he's available doesn't mean you need to go and pursue him.
No, but it's a question. Would you take it for £2 million? So you wouldn't.
No.
You'd rather have Joe Wood and Nathaniel Klein.
100%.
So essentially, you wouldn't take Cedric Suarez for free. £2 million is absolutely nothing. Of course, there's wages as well. Basically, no fee, and you'd rather keep Joe Wood and Nathaniel Klein. Fair enough. Let us know what you guys think in the chat. Would you guys rather take Cedric Suarez for £2 million ahead of Ward and Klein? But yeah, I would. It's worth considering if it's for that cheap, anyways. Like that's in a price bracket. It's near enough free. So
that ain't it, mate. That ain't it.
Look, your cat is talking sense. Your cat's been meowing, and it's saying to me right now.
Like, he's meowing because he can't believe what he's just heard. He's like, what's going on?
Yeah,
he's like, what's going on here?
You got headphones on, so he's heard what you just said.
Nah, mate.
Suarez, and he's like, what is going on?
He's like, what's going on here, mate? Remember, them cats got a sixth sense for BS, trust me.
Nah, that cat. Next Palace news. To bring on your cat, bro. Your cat's been talking sense. Your cat's been talking sense today.
I said, bring on a cat to Palace news. I'm done.
Well, he's been talking sense.
I am finished.
Right now. Look, he's
I am finished.
Right now.
Bro, he just thinks it stinks, bro. That's all he says. That's all he's saying, bro. He says that opinion stinks. Cedric Suarez. Come on, bro.
Nah. I mean, yeah. Bring him. Bring your cat. Next Palace news. We'll do three-way stream. Me, you, and your cat.
Luna, come here.
Yeah. No, in fact, bring on your cat right now. Bring on your cat right now. Let's
We're bringing
this.
the cat onto the stream.
Yeah, bring the cat.
Luna, come here.
Let's talk about it.
Jesus Christ.
Caleb says he doesn't want Ainsley, but would take Cedric. Yeah, look, if it's for £2 million, I'll rather take Cedric. All right, so AJ, say what you said, and let's see if your cat actually agrees with what you're saying. Let's see.
See the madman there, right? He wants to sign Cedric Suarez for £2 million.
What do you think?
She's out, mate. She ran.
She's out.
She ran. She's like, I'm out.
She agrees with you.
I'm like, yeah. She ran. She's like, nah. That's all long.
Cat going for 5-3-2. It might even be the 5-3-2 chat that she was upset about. No, you know. She's out.
Cat going for 5-3-2. I'm done.
Yeah. She's out.
Cat's got more likes than me, mate.
Exactly. If Roy, for whatever reason, doesn't fancy Lerma midfield, I'd rather him slot in at right back than be bench. Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. That's very ambitious. I don't think that creates.
I mean, he's techie. He's techie, but he ain't that techie.
Yeah, I would. Well, I think he has played right back before, though. I think that's why.
Oh, swear down.
Yeah, he has, but limited games. He's mainly a midfielder, so I'll be very surprised. But look, people, we've had an eventful stream. Funny enough, you wouldn't think so, but we've only had like one bit of rumor today, and we managed to talk on for like 40 minutes. It's been an eventful one. Wait, before we go, let's answer this. Wait, what? Lerma not in midfield? No, Lerma should be playing in midfield. Roy didn't say he won't be playing midfield, but we had this moment. Let's say moment.
It's almost like he downplayed it a little bit, like that he would start week in, week out, essentially.
Well, yeah, we didn't downplay it. He just said there's a lot of competition in midfield. He just coming this week. We'll most likely
like Jeffrey Schlupp, yeah.
Hey, I don't know.
Fuck,
I don't know. I'm not in Roy's head, so we'll see. But Lerma, we'll see him hopefully in midfield on Saturday. Not tomorrow. Anyways, it's too soon for him. He's coming back from an injury, stomach problem. So yeah, he should be fit. He's been training this week or from yesterday as well. Been an update on Franca D. So I haven't seen that, Colin. I don't know where that update is from. I haven't seen anything about Franca. I'll try to look it up right now. Whilst there's a question, AJ can answer this question from CPF to Jordan. Can you read that, AJ?
With Wardy getting on an age, should management move him into centre-back as competent cover? Might even get 2 or 3 years of Prem level performances out of him and hope we sign a right-back. The thing is, right, what you don't want to do is you don't want to get caught up in blind loyalty. So he's not the worst at centre-back, actually. He's done okay there. But then are we talking first choice centre-back? Probably not. I mean, he'd probably be good to have around the squad for a year or two, maybe when we notice that he starts fading in pace. But actually, the second half of last season, he actually put on some very interesting performances, henceforth the launch of Wardinho. But yeah, I'm not against the idea of doing that. It's not the worst idea. It's just I wouldn't have him as a starting centre-back rather than we get another right-back and we have to slot him into the squad. I would rather just be a case of he would be a right back he would be a centre back option in the squad. Should we get a proper right back?
He's going to turn into a centre back. Watch.
Yeah.
And I've said it probably like a few years ago. Like that's
he's not incompetent there. He's not the worst there.
Yeah. His legs are slowly catching up to him. I think he'll be transitioning to a centre back. So I think that will happen.
Wardinho.
Yeah, at the back. I don't know about aerial duels and stuff, but we'll see. But there is an update on Matheus Franca, so read that before we do go. According to reports, I believe over in Brazil, is that Crystal Palace is willing to pay the 25 million euros that Flamengo asked for striker. That's a question mark there from me. Matheus Franca, the club from Rio de Janeiro, will discuss a proposal from Palace, which should be formalized today by John Textor. So interesting.
Johnny T's coming up, yeah.
Yeah, he's over. Well, he's over there watching Botafogo. I don't think that long.
Yeah, he's constantly over there, isn't he? I'm so sure he's based over there for the way things are looking.
Well, he gets most love over there, in all honesty, by Botafogo fans. So he probably enjoys it. But interesting. So Matheus Franca, people. I guess you can say breaking news because we just say it happened about 45 minutes ago. Palace are willing to pay the 25 million euros. AJ, the reason why I say question mark.
Pay the money.
He's not. Well, hold up. The other day you was.
At this point, I'm desperate. I'll take anybody.
You crack me up.
I need something.
Wait, you're the same person about 2 days ago who was having this debate. You said with Matheus Franca, you're not too sure. And now
Nah,
you're saying pay the
actually, do
money.
you know what? Do you know what? You're right. I'm going back on my word. I'm desperate, man. I need something. I need somebody new in a Palace shirt. I'll take anybody at this point.
He cracked me
Desperate
up.
times, man.
I wonder if the other day you was literally having a debate with me about, you rather sign someone that you know, etc. That's a lot of money. And now you say
I still
pay the
stand by
money.
it. I still stand by it. But you know when you just haven't had any news for a minute, bro. I'm just getting desperate out here, man.
Just put
Times are
yourself
hard
and
out
bring
here,
in
man.
someone. Exactly.
Times are hard out here, man. I'm taking anybody at this point.
So yeah, he's not a striker. I don't know why they put striker. He's not a striker. And if you ask me what his position is, I can't tell you what his position is because I don't think he has a certain position. Literally. He's been playing all over the place. As I said it before, Matheus Franca, I think the reason why we do sign him is based on his technical abilities rather than a certain position depth. Because as I said, he's been kind of versatile, but I could see him playing out wide. I could see him playing out wide with his skill set. But 25 million euros, that's interesting. I wonder if that's got to do anything with Wilf. Because Wilf, we should be hearing from him hopefully this week. Well, that's my hope anyways. Not that anything's been confirmed. But I think it'll be add-ons. So the latest proposal for the last proposal before this one was about 20 million euros with add-ons, 15 million euro set. Maybe we spend our money on Matheus Franca. So if we were to spend our money on Matheus Franca, the money that we do have, AJ, would you be happy that it is going towards Franca?
I'm intrigued by it. I'm intrigued by it. It's not my first choice. Obviously, fun and joke aside, going back to the debate we did have. However, getting a young, exciting player in the door from Brazil, it can go either one of two ways. But obviously, if the club's been pursuing him for a period of time, and obviously he's linked with clubs like Chelsea, there's obviously got to be some talent there. So, boy, we'll see, man. We'll see. Let's see how it goes.
Yeah, so people, if you're just joining us now, about half an hour, 45 minutes ago, reports over in Brazil suggesting that Palace are closing in on the 25 million euro bid for Matheus Franca with John Textor involved as well, which hopefully, we if we were to get him, hopefully it's announced sooner rather than later, but it seemed like Palace are not backing away. As the reports are coming by, it seemed like we're getting closer and closer by the day. So yeah, that should be interesting. I'm a fan of this. I'm a fan of it. It is a risk. It is a risk. 25 million euros is not cheap. But with the potential that we could, with the potential that we've even seen with the likes of Elise, even Gahey, Anderson, that we can sell these players on for higher value. But we'll have to flip him on for about £50 million. And your cat agrees with me there as well. So your cat knows ball, AJ. Maybe sometimes you know ball as well. But your cat, I probably trust your cat a bit more than you.
Where do you think she learned from, mate? Don't worry about all that.
Not from you. Not from you. I know that for sure. Trust me, not from you. Your cat's been watching ball. I wonder who your cat learned from. But yeah, Franca, let us know what you guys think before we wrap up in the next minute or two. Yep.
Let's go, man. Let's get.
Yeah, your cat is just, I can't lie, your cat's just distracting me like heavily. I love it. Don't get me wrong, it's not something that's annoying me, but it's just every time I spit something, every time I feel like I'm spitting facts, your cat is just like, yes, in the background.
Nah, that's not what you said. That's not what she's saying, mate.
Yeah.
That's not what she's saying.
It's Texter Payne, Alan asked.
Interesting. That's an interesting question.
No, I don't think Texter's Payne. It'll be Crystal Palace. It's not going to be John Texter. But it says, what the report says, it should be formalized by John Textor. And that's also interesting because Dougie's been the one that's been watching him and getting involved with, the negotiation from day one. So I guess Dougie's, in contact with John Textor, and John Textor is trying to get the deal complete because I guess he's over there and it's easier for him to, get it complete with, especially with Botafogo. He's got people in Brazil already.
So if that's the case, when you're in Turkey, mate, could you bring Sacha Boey back with you? That'd be nice.
Oh, people might say when you're Turkey, can you bring Zaha with you as well? So
they're
serious about it.
It's not going to be safe in the streets for D, when he's on holiday. Yeah. Pray for D. It's not going to be safe in the streets when Zaha signs the thing.
Hopefully, by the time I go on holiday, that Zaha situation is done and complete. Maybe I'll be going to Turkey to see Zaha, or I'll be going to Turkey with Zaha staying there. That's what I want. I don't want to go to Turkey when we don't know much about Wilf. But look, we'll see what happens with Franca. We'll go into that. We've gone a bit over time today. But as always, people, if you have enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Thanks to AJ and everyone that's joined us live. If you're new here, as I said, hit the subscribe button. We'll be here tomorrow night for the latest Palace news and talking about the Crawley game and more. Hopefully get another update on Matheus Franca, but it seems like that's happening as well behind the scenes. So things are, as I said at the start of the show, it is heating up. A report dropped afterwards after I said that. So things are now officially heating up with Franca. So we'll see what happens this week with that. But if you're watching it on replay, make sure to leave down your thoughts on the comment section down below on the reports as well. And until next time, people, keep safe and up the Palace.